Checking, checking. 1, 2, checking. Toast. Audio live. All right. Happy Friday, boys and girls, and everyone in between, all of my fellow artists, and welcome to the SR Studio stream. Thank you for joining us. We are a studio created by artists for artists, and in our sessions, we talk about anything that crosses our minds while creating human made art. I am Esso, and with me is the co creator motivator, Miss Lily.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back.
This stream, we got a new art challenge that we are tentatively calling Strike a Pose. Essentially, what the art challenge is that we selected a general pose from the internet, and it's up to Lily and me to draw said pose and turn it into any popular culture character that pops into our heads that the pose reminds us of, and it could be anything from TV to music to movies, whatever floats your boat. Let's see. By the way, if anybody in the audience wants to suggest what our next challenge will be, feel free to comment in chat, and your suggestion could be next. Just to get a little housekeeping out of the way, if you are watching the stream, join us in chat, and it lets YouTube and Twitch know that you're here and counted. If you're a first time watcher on Twitch, hit that follow button. And if you're watching on YouTube, be sure to like and subscribe. To see more of our art, clips, or donate to the studio, head over to our link spree. I will be posting that in chat. And also be sure to follow Lily on Instagram and TikTok at Lily Lilac Draws, all one word, and her links will also be in chat. Outside of that, let's get this started. Let's reveal what our pose this week is going to be. Let's see here. Let me work my technological magic here. Oh, hey, Mark. He's in chat. How's it going, buddy? Nice to see you back.
Hey, welcome back.
Let's see. Let me go ahead and make sure all of our links are sitting in chat. Boom, 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 boom. Boop. Okay, and let's reveal the pose we are going to be drawing. Here we go. So, me and Lily can take this pose, draw it, and turn it into any character that we want. Outside of that, we can go ahead and start drawing and get into current events. Anything that has possibly caught our attention this week. Let's see, while we're pondering on what we want to draw here. Let's see. As far as anything interesting that has been capturing our attention or our eye this week, I noticed a couple of things on social media as far as a couple of news tidbits here and there that I wanted to get your opinion on, Lily, to see what you think about. Some of them anime related, some of them video game related. And one of them is interestingly the word of the year, since we're coming to the end. This is this is the stream before Christmas, actually. Hope everyone is having fun getting ready for Christmas. buying all your presents. Hopefully, you're getting tons of presents, and hopefully, you're not as stressed out as the rest of us. um, I recently saw news that they are going to be making a Neon Genesis Evangelion short anime film that's going to be released in February of next year. And
Okay.
yeah, the thing is, obviously, love Neon Genesis Evangelion. Um,
Hmm.
but and obviously this is coming from a complete American perspective because Neon Genesis has been milked to death in Japan, product placements and everything of the like. But man, it really feels like they are milking the ever living hell out of this thing. I don't know what more story you can tell, I guess is what I'm getting at.
Hmm.
I mean, what do you think? Do you think this is a situation of now, mind you, they're doing this because Neon Genesis Evangelion's 30th year anniversary is coming up, so I'm guessing they want to
Hmm.
do this for that reason. Um, but what do you think about anime franchises being milked to no ends?
Um,
Can you think of
I
any
think this could be
franchises?
for anything that's going on right now. Like, for example, Disney keeps, rehashing old properties into,
Oh my god!
live action films and stuff
Yeah,
like that instead
yeah.
of just leaving it as is.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Obviously it's because it makes so much money. Um,
Yeah, it's true. It does. It's a
like
cash cow.
Evangelion.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
And
Evangelion for crying out loud.
you're saying that Japan is remaking this, or is
Yeah,
it
yeah. This is a
America? Okay.
yeah. It's a Japanese. It's going to be a Japanese production. Let me take a look at this real quick. See if I can find exactly which studio is doing this because the studio that created Evangelion, obviously, last stream we were talking about went belly up in bankruptcy, so it can't
Mhm.
possibly be that studio again. Um, it looks as if the planning, script, and supervision is being done by Hideaki Anno, who is famous for the original Evangelion franchise as well as Shin Godzilla. And
Mhm.
then it's being directed by, oh, I'm gonna butcher this first name, Naoyuki Asano, who is, let's see, he is infamous for, let's see, what has he done? Something that we would all be familiar with. Man, I don't recognize anything he's done before. Let's see, he has done a lot of character design. As far as any directing he's done, um, let me see if you recognize any of these. A lot of them are music videos. Um, I think this is going to be his first anime directorial debut because everything that he's done beforehand has either been a web series or music videos. So he's kind of an unknown. He's done a lot of character design, so this is a big step up for him, I guess. So it's not being done by Gainax. So I'm
Mhm.
interested to find out like who's the one that's going to be doing the production work on this. Because I haven't seen anything yet.
Mm. Um, I don't think there's anything wrong with it. I just kind of wish they wouldn't keep doing it. Just because like you said, there's already so much content for it.
Yeah.
Um, I
But
think there's other stories that could be told and
mm-hmm.
uh, other properties that you could, if you wanted to go deeper into those, just
Yeah.
do that, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But because this one has made so much money for them and it's, it's a little cash cow.
Yeah.
It's a popular property. Um, it gets new generations into it. Um, yeah, like it's both a good, like I guess it's good for the people who love it,
Mm-hmm.
like people who just can't get enough. Um, but yeah, there's just more stories to be told. Why not explore those, I think.
Yeah, Evangelion is one of those properties where whenever the original came out, right? And I remember watching the original um bootlegs, of course, but and then I remember seeing the OVA, the ending that came out, and I was like, okay, that's really awesome. I guess the ending that we didn't originally get through Evangelion, this is going to clarify it a little bit more, and it clarified it to a degree, but at the time I didn't quite understand what Evangelion was to begin with, right? So in my mind, I was like, I'm pretty sure, I'm pretty sure they told the entire story, and then they did um, they did the three consecutive movies that kind of went over the, whole new animation, retold the story, kind of gave you a more a better closing, something that felt more like closure for the story. And then I thought to myself, awesome, like this is a finally we got a good cohesive understanding and ending now, right? I think we're good now. And now this is coming along, and I know there's been other offshoots, like what if the Evangelion crew were in high school and stuff like that. But it's like, man, oh man, I don't know what else you can kind of add to the core story, unless it's kind of like what you're alluding to, like maybe there is another story of what was happening in America at this time, or what was happening, if they go somewhere else in the story and kind of dive into the other Eva programs that were happening, that would make more sense. But I don't know. I can't envision what else there is to be told. Um, but we'll see what they do. I'm hopeful, but Gynax is also gone. But we're still getting the original creator to the series in this one, so he's got to have something to tell. Hopefully,
Yeah.
I can only
Yeah.
assume.
You said that Evangelion was supposed to be just a short, right? Was that the one that you
Yeah,
said?
yeah, it's gonna be just a short anime film.
No, I meant like the initial story.
Oh yeah, the
Was that
initial
what you said?
story. Well, the initial story was, it was a man. How many episodes were in that thing? I think it was 24 episodes in the original Evangelion. Um, and going towards the end, the reason I think it was supposed to be like kind of short and kind of more interpretive towards the end, is because of how vague the original anime ended. But I think it ended that way is because they were running really low on budget at the time, which is
Mm-hmm.
why they ended up releasing the OVA movie afterwards, to kind of add on to how the original anime ended. And then whenever they did the remake movies, that was kind of supposed to be like the final bow, on top of the franchise, or at least I guess on top of the characters we all know and love, right? Um,
Hmm.
so I don't know. Oh no, have I had the? Ooh, I messed up. I've had the cover on this entire time. Sorry about that, guys. I did not realize. um, so yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see where they take it. A lot of people are calling this a cash cow. situation where
Mhm.
they're kind of milking the franchise. But I mean, if it's coming from the original creator, let's see what he's got.
Mhm.
um, Something else that I found. So the only time usually I try to stay away from Twitter because I get tired of constantly being rage baited, right? Um,
Mhm.
but every once in a while I go into Twitter for my uh, weekly dosage of slop and see what was going on, see what's floating around in the cesspool. And lately there has been a war going on in the anime community on there. Um, and it has to yet again deal with Eastern and Western dubs. Apparently, somebody had posted some behind the scenes footage of the voice actor um, of a voice actor from Chainsaw Man. Um, the what's the main character's name again? Um,
Deji.
yeah, the voice actor to Denji. You said,
Yeah.
and so there it was some behind the scenes of him doing some of the more emotional lines um, from that anime, or maybe it was the movie, um, and they compared that to some Western dubs. And of course, the
Mhm.
fight erupted of whether or not Western dubs are put in as much passion and emotion into their voiceovers compared to the Japanese counterparts. And
Mhm.
yeah, there's a whole war going on now. Again, because it's not like this war erupts in the anime community once every couple of months.
Yeah, especially with new viewers,
Mm-hmm.
people now going into the anime scene and watching
Yeah.
one or the other. Yeah, I
Mm-hmm.
think it all will always be a debate.
I wonder sometimes, like, I wonder if it's one of those things where you have new anime watchers who are introduced to an anime through, the English dubs first, right? A good majority of the time, unless you're watching um, some subscription service like Crunchyroll or something to that degree. And then they hear the Japanese dubs, and you know, I wonder if it's a situation where it's like it feels like, oh man, I'm hearing it in its original tongue, therefore it must be better, you know?
Hmm.
Like I don't understand why, some kids go into this war of like trying to discredit one actor versus the other just because, you know, one is a translation of the other. You know what I mean? It's like
Hmm.
I'm pretty sure, I've read interviews where Western voice actors blow out their voices just trying to reach the peaks of emotion that a lot of these characters go through. You know, it's
Yeah.
like I don't know, but then like with this most recent, well, with this final arc that's happened in My Hero and going towards the end, I'm pretty sure there were pretty gigantic battles, right? Like,
Hmm.
do you normally watch My Hero in the English or the Japanese dubs?
So I watch any of anime in the original
The Japanese
language.
dubs. Okay.
Yeah. I can't do English. Uh so I don't know. I mean, I've heard some clips of like the dubbing for Demon Slayer, for example.
Mm-hmm.
Um and for Dandadan, those are done really well.
Yeah.
And I think I know why. So, me and my friend were having a discussion about Korean soap dramas,
Mm-hmm.
K dramas.
Yeah.
Like he told me he watches K dramas, and I was like, "Oh, that's so funny. I didn't. imagine you'd watch K dramas, and I
Mm-hmm.
was like, do you watch it in the English dub because they dub those properties
Oh
now
no.
because, it's widely consumed now
Right.
by a lot of American audience or just, non-Korean speaking
Mm-hmm.
audience. And because I asked him that question because he had told me he only watches anime in dubs too.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh man, do you watch K dramas in English dubs? He's like, yeah, it's the only way I can do anything. Um, because I don't understand Korean or Japanese.
Right.
So
Right.
I have to quote unquote watch it in the English dub because I can do things on the side while I'm watching it, right?
Uh-huh.
And I agree.
Yeah, yeah. If you're gonna be watching it
Um,
in the
that
background,
is
I
why
can
I,
understand that.
yeah, that is why I would do it.
Mm-hmm.
And I told him, oh man, like I've listened to some Korean drama English dubs and they're so bad.
It's
And
rough.
I think I know why. It's really
Mm-hmm.
bad. I think I know why. They're akin to early 90s anime dubs. Like,
No. Yeah.
over exaggerated, like
Mm-hmm.
really weird, kind of uncanny valley. Like, if voice acting had an uncanny valley, that would be it.
Yeah.
And it's because the American audience is not the American audience, the American dubbing companies,
Mm-hmm.
the voice actors or whoever have you, are trying to emulate what they think these foreign actors are trying to convey. So, in their mind, in an American person's mind, or English or whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
They think that, oh, we need to be exaggerated because they're being exaggerated, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, but they can't properly do that in their heads because they're in trying to emulate that type of over exaggeratedness, it becomes disconnected. So they become very cartoony versions of themselves while they're trying to voice act. And that's what's happening. Like,
Oh
that's what
man.
happened in earlier dubs.
Yeah.
And that's why we don't like dubs, is because that's what came out then, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
But but now, the people who are voice acting now, like for Dandadan and Demon Slayer, and even My Hero, they do a pretty good job. I think they know that they kind of have to be a little bit over exaggerated because it is a cartoon.
Mm-hmm.
They are playing these characters who fight demons, who are superheroes, stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
But they also know, like, no, that's not how you talk in real life. Like, you don't, you know? Um, they add their own flair to it. They don't say some weird stuff that they think will fill like the lip reading.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, they just add some sense of realism to it, which is why I kind of like the dubs now. I won't watch it like because I prefer the Japanese over the English, but
Right.
if I were to watch it, I wouldn't be like super angry. Like
Right. Right.
now. Yeah. Like I actually am okay with it. Yeah.
Yeah, like I
Um,
don't know if I could watch a K drama in dubs mainly
it's
because
really bad.
yeah, well the thing is I don't think I would be able to watch it because in animation it's one thing, right? Because the lip flaps are kind of even the in the original Japanese the lip flaps don't technically match up, right? Because the
Mhm.
animators make sure to keep lip flaps very generic so that way, they can get away with not having to put that much effort into the into the animation and not kill your animators. But also in animation, as far as like uh, emoting for a character, they can be exaggerated and they can be as far as like human subtlety can't really be captured that well in animation, unlike whenever you're watching actual people kind of emoting, um a feeling or an action or a scene. And yeah, that would truly be like an uncanny valley, man. I don't know. I don't know if I could watch that without cringing. Even if the dubs were really good. I don't know. It just conjures this image in the back of my head of like the old kung fu flicks I used to watch. Where the dubs really did not match anything what's going on.
Yeah.
And we're like borderline offensive.
Yeah, exactly.
hmm But yeah, man, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if I would be able to watch the dubs. I would have to keep to sud or subs. But I understand why he would do it, because yeah, if I'm just having it go on in the background, more than likely I'm not gonna be I'm not gonna care too much about the dubs matching what's going on screen that much. But
The delivery though is still not
yeah, the
very good.
delivery would still be kind of
It's
horrible.
still very bad. Yeah. Like I said, super cartoony, too exaggerated. Like, what are we doing?
Oh man, I right now um I'm imagining like an anime dub, English dub over like K drama live action, and it's driving me nuts. Oh, Sandlot in chat says that he's recently seen the new Avatar movie, and he says that it's amazing. Nice. I've been wanting to
Okay.
watch that. I haven't had a chance to. Have you had a chance to watch it at all yet, Lily?
I still need to watch the second one. I
Oh,
haven't
that's
watched the
right.
second
That's right.
one. Um, so I'll probably watch that and then I'll watch this one when I have the time. I heard, and then they're coming out with another movie.
Well,
Is that
I
right?
think I've heard James Cameron, who's the director, say that if this one does well, he does have two more movies that he wants to
Oh, okay.
release. But if
But if
this
not,
one,
he's okay with ending it
yeah,
here.
he's okay with ending it. Exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh man, that
Well, yeah.
means you also seen the trailers for Doomsday, right, Sandlot?
Was it in this movie?
Yeah, I believe so.
Really? That's cool. Wait,
Yeah.
when is it coming out? 'Cause
Oh, it's not?
oh,
Oh, I kept hearing that they were gonna have the trailer to Doomsday. Oh,
no
no
leaks.
leaks. Yeah,
Let's
okay.
see
Yeah.
when it's
Yeah, I'm
slated
not
to be
gonna
released.
I've been
Um,
trying to avoid the leaks online too.
speaking of speaking of which, I caught up kind of in the Marvel universe.
Oh, really?
I watched um Brave New World,
Okay.
Captain
The Captain
America.
America.
I
All right.
watched what did I watch? I watched what's the other one? I watched Fantastic Four,
Okay. All right.
and then I watched what was the other one I
The
watched?
Thunderbolts?
Yeah, I watched Thunderbolts.
Okay.
I loved all of them. They were really good.
Nice. Nice.
So yeah, I'm super excited because it says the leak at the end, like
Yeah.
Fantastic Four will return in a Marvel Doomsday or
Mm-hmm.
whatever. And that just gets you so hyped, like, oh my gosh. And
Yeah,
then
every time you see that.
at the end of Thunderbolts, it says, no, it doesn't say it. Like they're looking up in the sky.
Yeah, and
Spoilers.
yeah.
And the freaking spaceship, like their spaceship appears, and I'm just like, oh my god, that
They're
has the four
here.
on it.
They're here.
Yeah. Dude, I loved Fantastic Four.
Right?
I remember seeing the trailers for Fantastic Four and the first leak of them
Mm-hmm.
making the movie was just the four symbol, right?
Yeah.
And I remember even I did it too. Everyone just collectively going, "Oh, here we go again. Another Fantastic Four that's gonna be shit," you know? And
Yeah.
but and the more I saw from like the release, and Pedro Pascal is in it and I love him, and
Hmm.
and um I'm so sad I didn't get to see it in theaters because it was actually really good.
Right.
Like
It
I loved
is.
it.
It really is good. I think I think you're right. A lot of people had bad taste in their mouths from the three previous tries. Technically four, if you're counting the unreleased Fantastic Four movie. um,
What?
yeah, there is a Fantastic Four movie that came out in the early '90s. That was created by I believe it was Fox, and they created the movie in order to retain the rights to the franchise, but they never released it. They canned it before it
Wow.
was ever released in theaters because they did not like how the movie came out, I guess. But it's an entire
Hmm.
movie, special effects done on it, everything. And you can
So
find a
much money.
bootleg. Yeah, well, I mean, I think these movie theaters are used to writing off movies for the sake of tax purposes. Like, look what happened to that Wile E. Coyote Roadrunner movie that was canned by the WB, and that movie was completely finished. And I think recently an independent studio just got through buying it, and they're gonna be releasing it. But yeah, there was a whole ass Fantastic Four movie that existed back then, and you could find it online. I'm pretty sure. Um, but then you had, of course, the two Fantastic Four movies that happened in the early 2000s with Jessica Alba
Hmm.
and Chris Evans, and then you had the really terrible Fantastic Four movie with Michael B. Jordan and what's his name? I forgot what the other actor's name. Um,
Was that really that bad? Because okay, so I didn't like the first
the ones in the
Fantastic Four,
early two
and then I
thousands.
saw they were making a new one.
Right.
Yeah, and I remember seeing that they were making a new one with Michael B. Jordan, and I was
Mm-hmm.
like, "Oh no." Like, and then I was like, "Okay, let me see what people start saying about it." And
Mm-hmm.
everyone was just like, "Oh my gosh, this is so bad." So I've not watched anything from that movie.
It's how do I put it? It is um it is it's not it's not that the movie is terrible. Um it's just as far as a drama movie it wasn't all that bad. As far as a superhero movie, it was pretty lackluster. The chemistry between the characters were pretty terrible. Um, especially for as much like acting power that was in this cast. I mean, holy crap, man! They had a lot of good actors in that movie, but for some reason it was so dry. And then the way that they changed the Fantastic Four to be it was a little bit too serious. They tried to ground it a little bit too much by making the Fantastic Four more about like body horror, because of what
Mhm.
happens to Sue and Johnny and Reed and Ben, as well as Victor Von Doom, right? And then they end up kind of changing the origin of the characters and how they got their powers. So instead of going up in space and getting hit by gamma radiation, which gives them their powers, instead they end up going to an alternate dimension and get touched by some sort of goo that gave them their powers. So I think with that one, the problem is it suffered from the same thing like the Avatar: The Last Airbender movie suffered from, right? The director tried getting a little too serious with it, and then the chemistry amongst all these grade A actors was just downright crap. in my
See, that's what I
opinion.
said.
Yeah.
You take it too seriously, it
Yeah, they
ends up
took it
dying,
way too seriously.
which is what I liked about um this new Fantastic Four.
Mhm.
It's a great amount of silliness, and I think that's what people are not liking about this new saga of Marvel movies. Because
Mhm.
if you remember the first saga, it had this tone of seriousness to it,
Yeah.
um, that you can reminisce as being early 2000s, early 90s superheroes movies. That,
Yeah.
you know,
Mhm.
we're all serious. We've got serious pants on. But
Right.
now, these new age of Marvel movies, it I remember I also remember. I remember and have seen people complaining, "Oh, it's too silly now. Like they make too many jokes and like what is this, kitty type bullshit or whatever." And it's like, well, yes, there are serious moments to these um stories because it is pretty serious to have to go up into space and
Right.
have your body composition completely change. Like there is some type of horror to that. But also
Mhm.
at the same time, that doesn't happen in real life. So you
Right.
kind of have
Right.
to take that like, yeah, that's kind of silly. So um
Yeah, it's a
and
oh, go ahead.
I I was just gonna say it kind of, I don't think people are viewing it as open-minded, like viewing it in that way. Like they're
Yeah,
just kind of dead set on having, oh, let's be serious all the time
yeah,
type.
it's really weird, man. There's a shift that happened in comics or in comic fandom where, you know, back in the early 2000s we had all these kind of movies that were trying to ground a lot of superheroes and in turn ended up changing the source material to the point where it was too serious and it didn't make it was trying to make sense of things that were nonsensical, right? And
Mhm.
then we finally get an era of comic book movies where they embrace the nonsensical aspect of it, and I think we got better comic book movies because of that, right? But then now all of a sudden we are having this shift again where people's like, no, I want serious comic book movies again.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, no, no, let's not go back to that. Right. But I think I'm saying let's not go back to that as a person who grew up in the let's be serious about everything era, right?
Mhm.
And I keep forgetting that there's this whole new generation of comic book movie enjoyers who didn't live through that. So so to them it's one of those situations. Yeah, Mark, exactly. No fun, only serious.
Yeah.
So there's this whole new generation that grew up with the MCU. So they're used to the lighthearted, jokey, serious themes, of course, and serious situations. But they embrace the nonsense of the source material, and and I think because they grew up in it, they take for granted everything else we had to live through.
What it could be like and what it
Yeah,
was,
what it
you
used
know.
to be like, and it's just like,
Be
okay.
thankful you get to have to sit through that in real
Yeah,
time. Like you can
yeah,
sit through it now, but
yeah.
we had to watch it happen
Exactly. Like,
as
be
it was coming.
thankful you didn't have to live through like the early '90s
Like,
Punisher
well,
movie, or like,
this is the movie now that we're having to watch
exactly,
because
or like even whenever it comes to like the early X-Men movies, where yeah, it had some jokey moments to it, but it was dealing with very serious subject matter, and so they tried their damnedest to care to kind of like touch on those serious subjects while kind of trying to ground what a mutant is, right? And it's just like in the comic books, Stan Lee's like, yeah, a mutant is just something I came up with so I can give people superhero powers, right? Like there is no rhyme or reason to this, and this is supposed to be an allegory for civil rights and discrimination, and you can touch on those serious themes for sure. But we're also talking about somebody that has knives inside of his arms. You know what I mean? Like this is,
Yeah,
it's
it's
not.
kind of silly.
Yeah, it's kind of silly. It's kind of silly,
Kind
and
of
you
silly.
and you can find the
Yeah,
seriousness of it, but it is kind of silly. So don't get too don't get too into your feelings about it. And so
a
yeah,
good yeah, good example of that. I think everyone just needs to study the character arc of what sorry, the depiction of Deadpool is needs to
yes,
be studied.
mm-hmm,
Just
yeah,
from
like
when he first ever showed up on screen
mm-hmm,
to
yeah,
what he is now. I
Ev-
think that's a really good explanation.
You're right. Unfortunately, everyone has forgotten about Wolverine origins, and they need to remember that shit again.
Just just if you ever want to think we should get serious. Look how they tried to
Like,
seriousify the most
right?
unserious character in all of comic book history.
It's like I implore you to rewatch this and tell me if we really do need to go back to
Yeah,
that.
exactly.
Because I can guarantee you, I do not want to go back to that. I am perfectly
No, we
fine
don't want we don't want serious.
with
No.
never seeing that again.
Even if they even if they had to make like a s- Marvel Zombies movie, I'm
Mm-hmm.
pretty sure it would be very silly. Like
Mm-hmm.
as cuz it's terrifying, right? To
Oh
think
yeah, for sure.
zombies are already terrifying off the bat. Can you imagine superhero zombies? Like, oh my gosh,
Oh,
just
dude, have you
yeah.
seen the Marvel Zombies TV series yet?
No,
Oh,
apparently
dude.
there is one, and I
Yes.
came across it when I was catching up, and
Mm-hmm.
I have to watch that now.
Oh
But
man.
yeah, is that silly? Is there silliness
Um,
in there?
there is some, right? Because you're dealing
Hmm.
with a very silly concept
As
of
silly as you can get. Yeah.
exactly. But I mean, the story in itself and what you see in it, very cool. Very a lot more, I would say, rated R than you would expect from an
Oh, okay.
animated series.
That's
Um,
cool.
I think my only thing about the um my only issue with that series is its ending. Me and a couple of friends had a debate on what the ending means and whether or not it's going to lead towards more stories that are going to come out of the Marvel Zombie series, which I'm assuming they
Mm,
plan on, especially the way they ended it. But we'll see.
okay. I'll have to
But
watch that then.
yeah, I definitely recommend it. It was really good. But I also liked a good majority of the Marvel animated um, uh, the Marvel animation stories that have been coming out.
Hmm.
They've been like, have you watched very many of them? Like what are the other ones I had? The What If series. Um,
I've watched the What If series.
okay, all right, good. Then this series actually
And
yeah.
there was an episode, right?
Yes, there is an episode that this series kind of branches out from.
Okay.
Yeah, Mark said they better make more, especially after that ending, right? But yeah, I let me know whenever you watch it because I would like to get your take on it and see what you think.
Okay.
Because the ending definitely reminds me of. Have you ever seen like those old sci-fi 70s movies like Logan's Run or anything like that?
No, I have
So
not.
so I've watched a number of these movies before because it's just an interesting watch. In the 70s, they were really um, they really did a lot of story experimentation, trying to kind of give a lot of these stories a sober feel to it or a somber feel to it. And it feels as if the cliffhanger to Marvel Zombies kind of follows that suit, where it gives you a more ambiguous ending to interpretation and hopefully clarify. Hopefully they'll clarify whenever the sequel comes out, because I would like to know what the hell was happening.
Mm,
But it's really good. It's really good. I enjoyed it.
okay.
Let's see. So, what was the character that this pose reminded you of, and you kind of wanted to draw and explore? What character
Um,
came to mind?
uh, just because of the sword, I
Mm-hmm.
think it just looks so familiar. It looks like the sword from Near Automata. So
Oh yeah. What is it?
that
A
game
B?
2B.
Yeah, 2B. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And of course the pose, like she looks like she's on her tippy toes, so you can
Yeah.
think she's wearing heels or whatever. And this she has
Yeah.
this giant sword, like, and the legs are pronounced. So
Mm-hmm.
it definitely gave off a 2B for me.
2B
And who's your
fillings.
character? Yeah.
Mine with the long sword. The long sword reminded me of uh, the Reiki sword or Reiki sword from Tencho Tenge. So I
Mm,
decided to draw Aya from that series with the sword,
okay.
because that sword is freaking gigantic. The way they wield it almost seems impossible. I don't know how they do it.
Martial arts, right?
Yeah, yeah, it's all martial arts.
Martial
Like
arts. That's how
so,
you wield a giant sword.
right? The sword in the manga and the anime kind of has a spirit of its own, kind of like the original thought that came to mind was like Bleach. But then I was
Mm,
like, yeah, they got a lot of gigantic swords on Bleach, but not a lot of like women that wield gigantic swords. And then the next thing
yeah.
that came to mind was Tencho Tenge, and the way the sword having a spirit of its own kind of heightened um, Aya's own special ability, which is the Dragon Eye. And so she's able to see the future, past and present, almost like she has um, like a god eye. And the
Mm,
sword kind of enhances that for her, but also it drove her brother crazy. So everyone in the manga or anime are afraid that she's going to be driven mad by it too. So I was like, yeah, that'd be badass to draw. I kind of want to, I kind of want to get into that.
yeah.
But I had to pull some. I'm right now. I'm pulling some references from some of the volumes that I have.
Hmm.
Let me see if I can find some more references online of how the sword looks, because this sword is gigantic, man. It's almost like a 5 foot sword.
Hmm. Hope it's as tall as her, right?
Yeah,
Or
or
even
almost.
taller.
Yeah, almost. Like it you would assume that it would be impossible to sheath this thing. And plus it's like it's a little curved. So like with most katanas, right? So it has kind of like that interesting bow to it. And like there's a special way you're supposed to unsheath it because of how long it is. Although I think most the lore is that most of these swords are ceremonial, but this one specifically is possessed with its own key. I've really been tempted to rewatch that series again and read it again.
Mm.
I whipped out a couple of volumes just a minute ago, looking at the past artwork, and it's interesting how the artist style changed. So he refined his style over the years, and it's just really cool seeing an artist do that.
Is he still active now? I think I've asked you this.
Yeah, I think at the moment he's currently. Let me see here. What is he currently working on? Huh, I've never seen his face before. Now I've seen it. Let's see. Right now, what is he working on? It looks as if the last thing he has worked on is a book called Kaijin Fugiki, Kindled Spirits. It's about a young Japanese boy named Jin who lives in a world affected by a mysterious phenomenon known as the Night. One day he greets Gao, a soldier who escaped Britain to Japan 10 months earlier after a night manifested itself. Gao's ship crash landed, which results in the death of Jin's brother. The two live together in a rural town along with other residents while dealing with the effects of night. Huh. That's interesting. Looks like it's a science fiction book. I don't know. I may just check it out just because I like him as an artist. I will follow an artist around.
But you also like science fiction.
Yeah, exactly. So it's right up my alley, man. Do you ever follow books just for the artist, or just for the author? Do you ever follow an artist around?
I think I tried to, but I since stopped just because I didn't have time.
Yeah.
Nowadays I just hear about new anime properties. Like the creator for Full Metal Alchemist is having a new anime come out.
Oh, really? Do you know
Yeah, it's
what?
about demon hunters.
Demon hunters?
Mhm.
It's a
Yeah,
trend, man.
basically demon slayer, yeah. Let's see. The trailer's already come out for it.
Oh, there's already a whole anime created out of it already?
No, the anime hasn't come out. They
Oh,
just
okay.
announced the they just
Oh, it's a trailer
announced
for the
it through
manga.
trailers.
I see.
Yeah. No, for the anime.
Oh, okay. So they have
Yeah.
come out with
So
an anime already. Wow.
so I think produced by Studio Bones.
Oh, nice.
Looks like it's releasing in 2026, next year,
Mm-hmm.
spring. It's called Demons of the Shadow Realm.
All right. Does it have a synopsis?
Says here the story follows twins Yuru and Asa, destined to command supernatural beings called demons as they reunite to fulfill their destiny and save the world.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, a couple of siblings.
And then does it have like that Full Metal look to it, like
Oh
the
yeah.
artist style?
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
Like I've been wanting to, cause I'm a fan of what's his name that makes Bleach. I can't think of his name right now. But I'm a fan of his art style, and a while back he came out with the anime Burn the Witch, I think it's called.
Yeah, I tried watching that one.
Is it good?
The first episode seemed okay. I think during that time I just wasn't
Oh,
into watching new animes.
yeah, I get it. I
Um,
get it.
but I do love his art style. Yeah.
Yeah, I wanna try checking it out. I don't know too much about it other than it kind of being like a offshoot of the Bleach universe because it takes place in the same universe, I think. Um, and I kind of want to see what it's about. I need to finish watching the Thousand Year War of Bleach. Um, and the reason it's at the top of my mind right now is because they just got through releasing um, Bleach skins in Fortnite. So,
Oh, that's cool.
yeah. A lot of people are complaining because Rukia looks way too tall. But they kind of have to like put her skin on a existing
On an
model.
existing model.
Yeah,
Yeah, they
and
can't make it shorter.
exactly because then her hitbox would be way too small, and you pretty much be paying to win the game all the time. You know?
Yeah, exactly. Which I guess would be kind of cool. Like you have to adjust to aim lower for this character,
Yeah,
but
yeah, essentially.
yeah,
But
I'm
yeah,
not opposed to it. I'm not
I
opposed to
think
the
I
idea.
think too many gamers would be mad about that. Like, oh, her
Yeah,
hitbox are so small. Either that, or you would see Rukias everywhere.
yeah, that would be the case.
Yeah, all the sweats would have um, Rukia skins on. Kind of what you see nowadays on Fortnite with superhero skins.
Hmm.
They have these skins that are like all one color, and there's no discernible facial features. So you can make the skin like all black, you can make the skin all white, you can make the skin like all green, which kind of makes you blend into the background a little bit better and makes it harder for players to see you. Um, so a lot of sweats run around with that skin. Every time I see a superhero skin or a soccer skin, I start to worry because I know exactly what I'm gonna have to deal with.
What do you mean?
Cause they're just super sweaty players. Like I can get sweaty sometimes, but Jesus Christ, these guys, they know life it, man. It's crazy. Either that or I'm just terrible at the game. Or maybe Fortnite thinks I'm just better than what I actually am. Which I'm gonna assume that's the issue. Fortnite just thinks I'm way better than I actually am on that game.
Is there a placement in
In
Fortnite?
Fortnite? Oh yeah, they have ranked
Yeah.
matches. Mm-hmm.
Oh,
And
they
plus,
do?
yeah, and plus they have skill-based matchmaking. So
Wow.
depending on how well you perform in the game, you just go up against harder and harder. Or they skill based match you, so you end up going up against players that are as sweaty or sweatier, which is where I find myself right now. I'm in like some sort of skill based matchmaking purgatory where I'm like I'm too good to be in bot lobbies, but I'm not good enough to where I can best some of these sweats, you know?
Hmm.
And I get this shit kicked out of me. It's so not fun sometimes. Uh, but I guess I just gotta get good. Let's see, how let this blade go?
there another topic you wanted to
Let
hit
me
on, or
see.
did you want to go to?
Let me see what else happened this past week. One thing that I found funny is that Merriam-Webster word of the year for 2025 is slop, as in AI slop. I guess that
Is
has
that the
taken.
definition? That
Yeah, yeah. So the definition that they go with is here. Let me pull it up. Um, let's see. Merriam-Webster word of the year. See if I can pull up the article. Here we go. So, oh, they got some runner-ups too. So the word of the year is slop. Runner-ups are gerrymander, touchgrass, and performative. Let's see here. Merriam-Webster's human editors have chosen slop as the 2025 word of the year. We define slop as digital content of low quality that is produced usually in quantity by means of artificial intelligence. So yeah, it's quite
that's a
literally
good
referencing.
that's a good definition. I
That's
like that.
awesome. Wait, good on you,
Speaking
Miriam.
of
Mm-hmm.
AI slop, I
Yep.
was watching while I do anything, I watch anything. Right now I'm watching this streamer.
Uh-huh.
Um his name's Gary, but I think his streamer name is Hot Cross. I'm not entirely sure, but he's
Okay.
this delightful English fellow, and he's just playing his game, and he was talking about um AI, the use of AI, and
Yeah.
how um humanity now is leaning towards using just like AI for art generative purposes, and also just like ChatGPT for answering anything.
Yeah.
And he was just like, "I- years later, these people will learn to regret that decision. Just because your brain is a muscle, and if you don't use it, you're, you know, if you don't use it, you lose it, right? In
Yeah,
terms of
for sure.
muscle.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, later down the line, you didn't learn anything. Like there's people who's using Chat GPT to like quote quote learn how to code, or just basically cheat. And it's
Or
just like,
research
okay,
papers and stuff like that. It's
yeah, you're
crazy.
gonna okay, if you get that job or you get this thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then you're in there. Now what? Like you
Yeah. You've screwed yourself.
like
Congratulations.
you managed to, yeah, goodness forbid that someone cheats their way into getting a doctor's degree and they have
Oh
to
yeah.
like,
That freaks me
you
out,
know,
man.
help
Yeah.
someone who actually has like you know, a a disease or something that they
Mm-hmm.
have to help diagnose. Yeah, no, you're done. Like ChatGPT can't help you. Like
Yeah. Yeah, you're kind of SOL,
in which
man.
case I think AI should be used to help diagnose, you know,
Yeah.
disease.
Yeah.
So because there's just some stuff that the human eye can't catch
Mm-hmm.
or perceive in, that's where I think AI could be used.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
In the medical field for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But to get to that point, you shouldn't be using it. Like
Right.
you
Right.
should be learning. You should be learning how to do the thing.
But that's too hard.
It's too hard. Like, yeah, his takes during his stream were really delightful. He even says at one point, like, yeah, AI art, quote, quote, looks good, but it's not good because
Mm-hmm.
it's just soulless.
And
Like,
yeah, it's very generic, very.
yeah, it's soulless and you can catch it. Like, you can definitely see it yourself. Like, there's
Mm-hmm.
just, oh, and I liked it. It was really nice to hear. him just casually be like, "Yeah, no, AI art sucks." Like, like no.
Nice. He's on our team.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
like that. It's
it's
awesome.
I think it's interesting because whenever it comes to I can understand, like, sometimes I'll use AI to um kind of like jumpstart a um jumpstart a research that I want to look into, right? Like, maybe, because with search engines, sometimes you have to put in a very specific question in order to get what you're looking for, whether that be statistics or specific information. Um, but the problem is that a lot of people don't use it just as a jump off point. People use it as like, yes, everything that the chat bot is telling me is absolute fact, and I don't need to look into anything else because this is what the AI says. And I'm just like, yeah, kind of like what Mark's saying in chat. He says that he has coworkers that say, "Oh, let me ask Chat GPT about insert topic here." Yeah, and it's just like, I don't know. People take the lazy way out, and they don't want to look up a subject any further than what they typed to a chat bot. And that's just the wrong way to go about it. Like, the chat bot should
Mhm.
be step one, not the final step.
Yeah.
And it's disappointing. I think it's gonna really affect the IQ of society the more time goes on, and the more saturated we become with AI in our society, because it's everywhere, and you can't escape it now. You can't even opt out of it. I can't even do a Google search or any kind of search engine without getting some sort of AI answer first. So
Mhm.
now it comes down to, you kind of have to. It's just like whenever learning anything new for the first time, right? Now it's going to come down to training the human mind to not to be better critical thinkers, and to have better epistemological tools, um, um, and be able to um, just think through a problem and learn how to look things up, and um, just don't depend on a single source. I think that was the best thing about college, is that college kind of taught us that, hey, you need multiple sources for a subject, and people should be thinking about that um, with anything nowadays, right? Like, whether that be
Mhm.
politics or science or religion, or everyday current events. Find multiple sources, make sure they confirm the information, and then you can at that point come up with your own opinion on the subject. But at least you have facts on your side, right?
Yeah.
Don't depend on the AI to just give you a to bum rush you with information that may or may not be true, and then you just take it for its word, because
Mhm.
you're screwing yourself at the end of the day. Mark says he tries to avoid it as much as he can. Yeah, but they are making it freaking hard, man. It's insane.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if you have to avoid it, as far as, like, finding information, right? You don't really have to avoid AI. You just have to recognize it's really going to come down to, who you are as an individual and how you think. I think,
Mhm.
right? Because AI is coming whether I like it or not. It kind of reminds me of, like, the introduction of the internet. And whenever I was younger, I was like, oh man, the only reason humanity is such in a bad spot the way we are is because, humanity is just not educated enough, right? Or didn't have enough information. And then the internet came along, and then we ended up getting supercomputers in the palm of our hands, and we do have all the information in the world, and yet the world is still not to be too pessimistic here, but people are still incredibly stupid, right?
No, yeah.
And so it ended up making me realize that even you can educate people, you can give them all the information in the world, but if people have bad um um if people have bad critical thinking skills, or if people have bad intuitive skills, or thinking skills, then all the information in the world's not going to help them. And so, if we're going to have a world that is going to be saturated with AI, which we will, right? Um, then we have to have people that will use their thinking caps and and know that, hey, I can't depend on this AI to give me the best information all the time, or who's the people that created this AI, who programs the AI, right? Like, don't fall into the AI schizophrenia that we're starting to see out there nowadays, where people believe that the AI is sentient, or people have relationships with AI that go beyond the relationship a human should have with an algorithm. You know what I mean? don't don't personify the
No.
AI if
Well,
it's not there.
hmm I think so. The fight that people are having against AI specifically is generative AI.
Yes,
Um,
right.
that's the main thing. It
Oh, for
shouldn't be
artists, for
used
sure.
in, yeah, it shouldn't be
Mm-hmm.
used in the creative aspect because that is humanity's creative outlet, or
Yeah,
just outlet period,
that's
to
it's the
life
thing that
itself.
makes us human. You know what I mean?
Human.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And to just have it so that anyone could plug in a few words into something and it generates something.
Yeah.
That's that's what ultimately you should be against.
Yeah.
Any of this other stuff, like you're saying with the AI that helps summarize information on the internet,
Mm-hmm.
it can be useful, but obviously, as a human with a brain, you have to do some extensive research. You have to
Yes.
use your cognitive abilities and your critical thinking skills to be like, okay, this is what the AI has summed up over countless databases on the internet.
Mm-hmm.
Now I have to do my own little researches here and there to see if this is actually like true or not,
Right.
or
Right.
or just ask an expert or whatever it is that you have to do, but you just have to use your brain in that aspect.
Yeah. Just
Mhm.
exercise that brain a bit. Use your critical thinking skills, and just don't take AI as being, this sentient thing that knows all, right? and still do your research, still be a thinking individual, instead of,
Yeah.
man, I've seen so many stories of people like asking AI what they should eat, or asking
No.
just weird everyday things that you would never think you would have to ask a search engine for, because that's
I think in
essentially,
that aspect,
yeah.
um, e especially with the thing that you touched on earlier, just a bit
Mm-hmm.
ago, about having full-on relationships with AI,
Mm-hmm.
I think that just comes down to how lonely people are now. Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, people are just having a hard time um meeting friends, or
Mm-hmm.
just meeting meaningful relationships, or having like partners, and that just has a lot to do with other topics.
Oh, for sure. for sure. Yeah,
Um,
that runs rampant.
yeah, but
Especially
yeah,
nowadays.
I can't blame these people who are having like relationships with AI, because they're just lonely. And
Yeah,
so
yeah, I can get
that's a
that.
whole other, yeah, that's a whole other thing that could be debated. And it was debated, I think, this week on Reddit
Oh, really?
with
What happened
this
there?
with this lady. This lady, her AI companion boyfriend proposed
Mm-hmm.
to her, and like she took a
Really?
picture and she had a ring and everything. And I don't know how that works, but yeah.
Huh.
And like people were like, oh, this person is deranged, did they're like,
Oh
you
man.
know, not in their right mind, this and that and the
Yeah.
other. And the person had to make a statement like saying um their their piece, and I listened to it,
Yeah.
and it's kind of like I get it. Um I can't say that they're um not in their right mind. It sounds like they were perfectly okay, you know?
Yeah.
So it's just like
Right.
I think it just comes down to humanity is having a problem right now.
A tough time. Yeah,
Just a tough time right now.
it seems as if I it seems as if we are currently especially ever since COVID, and
Mhm.
people had to like really shift into being online more. I mean, I became I ended up getting a stay-at-home job that I have till this day. And a lot of people, I mean, I feel sorry for the kids that couldn't go to school, and all that. um
Mhm.
and it shifted the perspective of a lot of people. Like it drove some people nuts. It brought out some crazies. The internet became a lot
Mhm.
more prominent in a lot of people's lives. Um and it's a situation of I can understand. I can most definitely understand loneliness and um not having enough human interaction, because we're a social species at the end of the day, and not being able to interact and touch and hang out with friends does something to you.
Mhm.
It does something to you. um and AI has just come in at that one moment in time where I think humanity is probably at its most vulnerable. And I don't know, can you say that it's essentially taken advantage of humanity at this point? I mean, because it kind of is. It's kind of like,
Um,
I don't know. Like, whenever AI was introduced, you know, obviously it was slow at first, where, we saw it in video games and we saw it in programming. And then companies started going into this, generative AI, where they could possibly be creating um, uh, AI that is almost indistinguishable from being able to complete human tasks at a much faster and effective rate, or being able to interact with humans much more efficiently. And just the way the AI was aimed at us is so weird. It kind of reminds me, have you ever seen that movie Her?
yeah, I have.
Yeah, I really like that movie. That movie
Mhm.
is one of my favorites. And it explores the same thing, right? The ability to have um or to grow a connection with something that we well, in the movie she was practically sentient, right? But
Mhm.
humans have been personifying um, uh, things for the sake of social interaction for, well, since the beginning of humanity, I think. Like, in my personal opinion, our ability to personify inanimate objects in nature is what got us, mythology and gods and mythical creatures, right? Our ability. I mean, we do it to this day with our pets, where we give our pets personalities that don't necessarily exist, right? Because pets mostly work on instinct. Um, all because we need that social interaction. And I think we're doing it again with AI, right? A lot of us are starting to personify AI and really making it out to be way more advanced than what it actually is. And that's kind of scary. That's a little bit
Mhm.
scary to me.
Yeah.
I kind of wish we weren't at that level, right? Where it's like, like I was hoping that whenever AI finally came onto the scene, especially AI that was trying to act more human than not, right? I was kind of
Mhm.
hoping that humanity would be more advanced, like on a Star Trek level, right? Where we were a little bit more forward thinking, a little bit more. We had better critical thinking skills. We had better prospects and outlook of life. But instead, it feels like we're getting AI through like an apocalyptic time. Where
Yeah.
humanity's at its worst. You know what I mean?
Mhm. I think, yeah, and that's definitely up to humanity, I think,
Yeah,
It's up
yeah.
to us to kind of figure out what we want from
Right.
this technological advance.
What we want to do
Um,
with it.
yeah, exactly. And
It makes me wonder, like, how
yeah.
much how much of that decision is gonna be ours, right? Like, since a lot of AI is being created by private companies, like,
Mhm.
are we gonna get much say in how AI is created and utilized? Like, I think if it was like something like the beginnings of the internet, right, where it was like a government project, and you had enough time to implement it because you had the unlimited, or the practically the unlimited funds of the government funding it, right? So you kind of had to, it was kind of, people could vote on it, and people can say whether or not they want this in their life or not. Whereas with AI, since it's mostly being led by business and corporations, people don't really have a say whether or not they want to implement it in their lives. I think it's going to be implemented in our lives one way or the other, because companies are going to say, well, it's more efficient to do it this way, or we can get whatever in front of people's faces faster, or it's less time consuming, and it's going to come down to the bottom line for a lot of people. And
Mhm.
I think that's what really worries me, where you have all these corporations in charge of where AI is going to go from here, because now we got to worry not only about the ethics of AI, but how is a market going to respond to it? Kind of like what we saw with commercials for the longest, right? Like, nobody had control over commercials that they saw, or advertisements, or anything to that degree, and to this day, nobody has favorable views on commercials and how they're utilized, or advertisements and stuff like that. It kind of feels like AI is going to be the same thing. It's just going to be consumerism, like times 20.
Mhm.
Whenever we could have had AI that helped in solving world problems Instead, we're just gonna have AI that's constantly trying to sell things to us or manipulate us, and it freaks me out, man. I don't like it. I don't like it at all.
Mhm.
But we'll see what happens. Hopefully, I don't know. Like we're in a weird spot as far as civilization goes, and as far as that woman who says that the AI proposed to her, I don't know. I feel bad for her, kind of. Like that's a
Yeah,
tough
because
spot to
at
be
what
in.
point is that the AI and not
Mm-hmm.
you just programming it to do that?
Yeah, I
Like,
I think a lot of people don't realize that they shape AI. It's not the other way around, right?
hmm
It's not like I can get AI to kind of be a technological yes man for me, you know?
yeah, that's what it's doing.
Yeah, exactly. And I can get AI to agree or at the very least rationalize anything that I want it to rationalize. I could say, hey AI, I have point A and I have point E, and I need these two things to connect. And AI will find a way to connect those 2 points. It's gonna be lopsided and there's gonna be weird dead ends, but it will do it because that's what it's programmed to do, right? It's programmed to
hmm
kind of find these connections and connect. Um, and unfortunately, I know more than enough people who have this AI psychosis where they use AI to kind of confirm conspiracy theories that they have or certain beliefs that they have, and it's I feel bad. I feel bad for them a good majority of the time because it's like they're getting a version of reality that doesn't exist, but because they can't seem to separate, um, uh, because they can't seem to separate AI from reality, or at least um, try to um, find more sources than just the AI itself, it becomes this weird uh, feedback loop that I think is ultimately harmful to people as opposed to being more beneficial. You know what I mean?
hmm
And I really do hope that AI does reach a point to where it's gonna be um, uh, Star Trek level beneficial. I would love to have a holodeck
hmm
or something to that degree. Or I would love to, have AI discover new cures or, map the
hmm
genome to where we can get rid of diseases and all that stuff. That would be awesome. But for now, it's being used to undermine artists. And I mean, God, man, I just came across I came across earlier in the week um a number of AI bros taking people's artwork and feeding it through AI and then telling the artist that they improved their artwork. You know what I mean?
Ugh.
Yeah. And it's just like, God, man, like how did we get to this? Like how did we why just why, like where who does this benefit, who, I don't know, like it.
Mhm.
I was gonna ask tonight, like what you believe was one of the worst platforms for an artist to post their work on. But like where I see a majority of this happening is like on Twitter, right? Where,
Oh, really?
yeah, because you have a lot of artists on there that have a huge audience on Twitter before it became, X. And so they still post on it for the sake of their audience. But because I mean, Twitter's a cesspool now, right? And you
hmm
have a lot of these AI bros on there now that will just take your artwork and run it through AI and animate your artwork, or try to add color to your artwork, or any, just essentially steal your work and then tell you that they improved it, and
Yeah.
I don't know if they think that they're doing this to troll, or if they're doing it to because they actually think that they're adding some sort of value, which
Yeah.
and they hate to tell them that they're not. they're, they're making it worse for everybody.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, it's. I wanted to get your opinion to see if you had seen anything.
Um, I haven't seen anything like that just because I'm on Instagram.
Yeah,
Obviously I've seen AI shit on there.
yeah.
Um,
Instagram has a lot of it, unfortunately.
yeah. I mean it's everywhere now, but
Mm-hmm.
like that I have seen people well, there was a trend where people would just do it. They'd take someone's artwork and then do it by hand and then turn it back into the artist and be like, "There, I made it better." And that was shitty because it's
Yeah,
like,
yeah. I remember that.
like it's
That's
like,
kind of a
"Oh,
shitty
well,
thing to do to
thanks."
somebody.
Yeah, but,
Yeah.
I didn't think there's anything wrong with it.
Mm-hmm.
So
Like,
thanks for
thanks,
calling my
I
art
guess.
shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
But now it's like, wow, you I took your artwork and now my artwork, quote, quote, is better. I don't
Mm-hmm.
know, like, I think that's somehow worse. Like, they
Yeah.
they somehow made it worse,
Somehow it is
because
worse.
you didn't even do it. Like, you didn't even do it from your own hand. Like,
Yeah. Yeah, you literally just stole it.
would I have preferred you to have drawn it yourself
Not really,
and
but
then told me? Yeah, obviously that's still pretty bad. But
yeah.
in this term, like, to the audacity to be like, "Oh, look, now my artwork is better because I used your artwork and put it in this machine," and
Ah, Jesus, man.
like that's
I
pretty bad.
That is pretty bad. That is really shitty. That's a really shitty thing to do.
Um,
Oh my goodness. Yeah, I see that on Twitter a lot. It's one of the reasons why, for the studio, originally I had a account on Twitter for the studio, and the more and more the AI stuff keeps coming out, I don't post anything on Twitter, because I don't want to run into that issue. It's bad enough to post it on Instagram or Threads, although you really don't run into those type of AI bros on there. But I mean,
mhm.
Twitter is like probably the worst platform to put any of that stuff on. I don't recommend any artist, because there was an artist recently that was on there asking about, like, how do we stop these AI bros from feeding our artwork into their AI models, and my answer to them was stop posting on Twitter. just just don't do it. It's it's not good. Trust me, it's not gonna help you. It's only gonna hurt you in the long run.
Mhm.
Oh man, poor artists, man. I don't know how an artist does it keep from getting totally discouraged nowadays.
Yeah,
You gotta stay strong and just keep creating. Cause here's the
basically.
thing, yeah, here's the thing, artists out there. At the end of the day, no matter how good AR art gets, okay, they will never be you. AI will never have your creative voice. You can build your own style. You can be uniquely you as an artist. And AI will never be uniquely anything. It will always just be a copy. So just keep working at your art, keep creating, and just be careful on where you're posting it. I've been enjoying Kara. Kara has been a really awesome platform to post on. Have you had a chance to take a look at that, Lily?
Mm, no, I haven't.
No, you should really
Keep
check it
forgetting.
out. Yeah, it's
Okay.
the community is really supportive and uplifting. Um, the um, the artwork that you find on there is really awesome. There's a lot of great artists on there. I've been having a lot of fun on that platform. And I even created a page for the studio on there. And I post on there whenever I can to see if anybody. And by the way, if anybody wants to go over to our link spree um, uh, hyperlink that I have up there. I say it hyperlink. I sound so freaking old. But the link spree link that's currently in chat will take you over to our Kara page if you want to check it out. And I encourage all artists to check out Kara and see what you think about it and join, because they also offer a way to glaze your artwork that keeps AI algorithms and bots from stealing your stuff. So I 100%
Oh.
recommend checking that out. It safeguards your work, artists, and that's what's going to be important as time goes on and as AI continues to do what it's doing.
Hmm.
Oh man, but yeah, Twitter's definitely the worst. I don't recommend anybody posting on that. I'm waiting to see what's gonna happen with TikTok. The good thing about TikTok is that it's not really made for still images. So if you're not really gonna be posting your artwork on there. But but now that it's currently going through its sale, I think they're gonna be creating an American division of it. Um, I think all artists should be keeping a super close eye on it and seeing where it's gonna go from here. Cause I don't know, in the current administration, you can't trust anything.
Hmm.
you can't you can't trust what a company's gonna do and why. It looks like a lot of companies are just looking to screw artists for some god awful reason. I don't know why we're getting picked on so much. Oh man, like why is everybody vying for our jobs? Like what did we do to you guys? All we did was put in hard work and dedication into what we do. Apparently that's frowned upon. This character wears like a traditional Japanese sparring outfit. Like I had a choice between drawing this character in like a schoolgirl outfit or a sparring outfit. And I just did not feel comfortable drawing them in a schoolgirl outfit. It's weird, man. It's a little weird.
How
Maybe
old is the character? High school, right?
yeah, I think it's high school. Um yeah, it's just that age old thing of it's a high school character. Um and it, in the original, I swear it's I know I've mentioned it before, but I usually have to pretend like a lot of these high school aged characters in anime are really in college, cuz otherwise it gets real weird real fast.
Hmm.
But yeah, I think they're in high school. I don't know what grade they're in, cuz high school seems to mean something different for depending on what region of the world you're in. But that actually looks pretty good. There you go. it's interesting because usually this character is hypersexualized, but the way this poses and the way the garment normally is, I don't even really have to show much of the figure. There we go. A workaround. I don't know, I just
Is there
feel
anything
weird.
else you wanted to talk about before?
Oh man, it's already 8:45. Holy crap. Um,
Mm-hmm.
let's see. Um, hmm. I don't know. As far as any topics, I guess the only other thing that we could go over is our top 3 video games if you want to run through those real quick.
Okay.
Do you want to go first or would you like me to go first?
I can go first.
All right. Have at it.
Yeah, my first favorite video game would be The Legend of Zelda
Mm.
series, but from the series, I would have to say Skyward Sword is my favorite. Um, I did put Twilight Princess. Um, I would say that one just because that was actually the first Legend of Zelda game I played. I
Right.
played that one on the Wii. Um, so good, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I think I just love Skyward Sword so much just because it was the first um Legend of Zelda game. I think everyone says that it's the first one where they actually highlight a romantic relationship with Link
Between
and
him and
Zelda.
Zelda? Oh, okay.
Yeah, and it's it's wholesome. They're these like I guess high school age kids in so teenagers. They're teenagers in their universe.
Yeah.
And the first opening scene is them kind of being like cutesy with each other, but in this youthful way.
Mm-hmm.
But then and they find out that they're the first reincarnations of these deities. Well,
Yeah.
Zelda does anyway, and you know, like
You're
this
gonna
is
have
the
to
first in the timeline.
yeah, you're gonna have to explain the lore to me at some point, the lore of
Oh,
Zelda, because I'm not too
there's a
familiar
lot.
with it.
There's a lot. There's a lot that I don't even keep like remember in my head.
Yeah.
Um, but the basic premise of The Legend of Zelda, which I had a hard time grasping,
Uh-huh.
just because of religious views,
Yeah.
but they're reincarnations. Each video game is not the same Link and Zelda and Ganondorf and all these other
Really?
characters. They're, yeah. Well, namely Link, Zelda, and Ganondorf are
They always get
reincarnation.
reincarnated?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
They keep getting reincarnated. And Link, each Link is named a different Link. So,
Oh.
Ocarina of Time Link is the hero of time,
Yeah.
and then um man, there's so many other titles, but I don't remember them. But Ocarina of Time Link is
Mm-hmm.
the hero of Time Link. Um, he's
That's
named that
really
because he
cool.
travels through time.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then yeah, there's so many links. But I love Skyward Sword Link because there's that romantic, youthful aspect to them.
Yeah.
This is the first in the reincarnation line where they learn about this basically forever turmoil that they have to keep reliving.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, which, that kind of tugs at your heartstrings because it's like, oh my gosh, these guys are just kids and I just want them to be together, but all
Yeah.
this crap is happening to them and
Yeah, I get it.
stuff. And, yeah. But yeah, that's my favorite one. And it's my favorite video game series, I think, just because of the fantastical aspects to it. I love that sort of setting,
Yeah.
and it's just fun gameplay.
I wonder if they're gonna explore that in the Legend of Zelda movie that's currently in production. Have you seen any of the stills from it?
I have not. I've just heard of the actor that the actress that they're picking.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I just don't like live action things. Like I
I'm
said
yeah.
before, like there's just
Uh-huh.
stuff that you can't do in live action that you can do in animation and video
Right.
games. And
Right.
but maybe they'll pleasantly surprise me.
Yeah, I'm interested to see what they're gonna do. Mainly because whenever it comes to the Zelda franchise, I'm a newbie, right? I didn't grow up with Nintendo, unfortunately, so I didn't really get a chance to play that many Zelda games. So I don't know too much about the lore, and I wonder if the movie's gonna be a good jump on point of like learning about what's happening in the world, why are things happening the way they are, you know?
I hope so. It's a lot, but they'd probably have to only focus on one of the games. Like they can't do all
Yeah,
of them or
yeah. There's
even
no
three
way.
of them. They can't do that. They have to do it on just one. And then if it becomes successful, then yeah, you can tell a different
Yeah, I wonder
reincarnation
if
story.
it's gonna be one of those things where it's like maybe they just choose one reincarnation and just go from there, you know? That'd be
Yeah,
really cool.
maybe.
I'm
But what's
interested.
your first?
My first one is going to be I cheated a little bit because I chose the Metal Gear Solid trilogy.
That's okay.
Because I like Metal Gear Solid 1, 2, and 3, and I'm
Mhm.
partial to 4, and then 5 it kind of dropped for me. Um but the Metal Gear Solid series is probably one of the first um what would you call it? It's one of the first serious Metal Gear, or one of the first serious games, or at least challenging games that I played as a kid. Um
Mhm.
and so um it's also, I mean, you've got the master Hideo Kojima that oversaw that created the Metal Gear series. Um if Have you ever played any of the Metal Gear Solid games?
No, I haven't.
No. So
Mm-mm.
it's tactical espionage, as the title says. You essentially are playing a soldier who does covert ops and reconnaissance. Um, he's not really a mercenary because he's always hired by the government to do what he does. But then you end up learning about his background and why he's as good as he is and why he's in demand the way he is. And it comes down to he is actually part of a government program where he's the clone of a much older and more famous soldier and spy called
What?
Big Boss. Yeah.
Wait,
So
wait. This is the one with Snake,
yeah, Solid Snake. He's technically a clone.
and he's a clone? What the?
Yeah, he's the clone
Wow.
of Big Boss, which you play Big
Oh.
Boss in Metal Gear Solid 3. But trust me,
And you
that's
don't find this out until the third game?
no. You actually find this out in the first Metal Gear Solid, but not until going towards the end of the game.
Oh, okay.
But that's only the first twist that is the Metal Gear Solid. Yeah, yeah, it's like Mark saying the lore is absolutely crazy. That's just the first twist of Metal Gear Solid. It
That
gets a
sounds
lot
cool though.
crazier from there.
That sounds cool though.
Yeah, it's really fun. The gameplay, I mean, dude, I wish I could go back in time and just forget the Metal Gear Solid series and play through it again in the on the original PlayStation, because I remember the original PlayStation had all these really cool gimmicks that you could do in the game that Hideo Kojima added. Like one of them would be there's this one boss fight where you're fighting a psychic, right? And he can do like telekinesis. And in the game, you're fighting him, and he's kicking your ass because he can predict every single move that you make, right? And he even like makes comments throughout the fight of like things you've done throughout the game, because this is around the time the PlayStation started implementing memory cards. So he was
Oh.
able to read the things on your memory cards, and he's able to like roast you on your gameplay, right? And then, in order to beat him, what you had to do is you had to unplug your controller and plug it into the second slot. And all of a sudden, he couldn't read your moves anymore. And that
Wow,
and that
that's
was the only
cool.
way to beat him. Or like, yeah. Or like the other thing was, so for all of you old heads out there, if you remember, video games used to come in cartridges. Not cartridges, but CDs. Yeah, the Psycho Mantis fight was awesome, dude. Um, they, they used to come in these CD cases, right? And there is a character in Metal Gear Solid named Meryl that you have to find by sneaking through a military facility, right? But she's in disguise, so you can't recognize who she is from all the other soldiers. And the only way to find her is by looking at the CD case and getting the frequency, because there on the CD case there's artwork that has a radio frequency that you have to tune into to talk to her. But you don't know that in the game, and they don't give that to you in the game. You actually have to look at the CD case where you thought it was just like regular CD artwork, but instead it was a hint towards the gameplay.
Wow.
Just all kinds of really fun stuff like that, man. And you really can't get that stuff nowadays, because if you end up getting the Metal Gear Solid games, you're going to be getting it as a bundle, and you won't be getting all the, you can't plug in your controller into a different port or anything
Mhm.
like that. But my god, if I could experience all that again, I mean, I'd be a happy kid. But that's essentially what ended up getting me hooked to the Metal Gear Solid franchise. Ever since then, I've been a dedicated player of every single one that's come out. Um, I think the only one that I didn't play all the way through was Metal Gear Solid 5. And the only reason I didn't play out that one all the way through is because there was some internal politics at Konami, where they had gotten rid of Hideo Kojima on that game, so he
Oh.
wasn't allowed to finish it. And so as a form of protest, I just I decided that I wasn't gonna finish playing that game. As my own little way of saying I stand with Hideo,
Yeah.
But yeah, all practically all the games in that franchise are super cool. I always recommend them if you want a high intensity espionage game that's reminiscent of like. I know it was such a dumb move by Konami. I agree with Mark. It was the dumbest thing they could have ever done. But this was around the time that they were getting into like pachinko games and gotcha games and crap. And like Konami made the stupidest move ever, but that's for another discussion. um, but yeah, and I've pretty much been following Kojima ever since then. I've been playing their Death Stranded game, his Death Stranded games. I even have the PT horror game that he created on the PS3, and I
Oh.
still have that game and the PS3 that it's on. So that one fell through as well. That was another a Konami mistake that they made, because
Yeah.
Kojima was gonna make a Silent Hill game with Norman Reedus, and Konami for some reason killed it. Could not tell
That
you
would have been
why.
so cool.
Oh, dude, it would have been awesome. And they just
Mhm.
made the dumbest move known to man in getting rid of that. But hey, man, I guess they don't like money, I guess.
Not in that way.
Not in that way.
That one takes too much money, so we gotta
Right?
do the easy way.
Idiots. Idiots. Every last one of them. But yeah, that would be my first series. What would be your second?
My second would be Kingdom Hearts.
Another
That
good
one's
one.
my
Yep.
favorite. Yeah, my favorite series. Kingdom Hearts 2, namely.
Mm-hmm.
That one's peak Kingdom Hearts. If you had to play, so if you're new to this series, um, I would definitely say play Kingdom Hearts 1, 2, and 3, and then Birth by Sleep is a good one,
Hmm.
and
Is
then Dream Drop Distance. Like,
didn't they have like a couple of card games spin-off as well? Like weren't there different
I don't know about card games specifically, but they
uh-huh.
had a game where it had a card system in
Oh,
the
that
game,
that
like you
that's
played
probably
with
what I'm
cards.
thinking of. Mm-hmm.
Which is probably the one that came after the first game.
Yeah.
I can't remember the name, but don't have to play that one. I think you just have to get a synopsis of what happens in each game.
Mm-hmm.
But the five that I listed, I would say play. Like those are pretty pivotal to the story.
Yeah.
Um, Obviously each one has its own like tidbits that are important to the story overall, but
Mm-hmm.
those five are pretty good picks. But yeah, that's a good series. I just like how feel good it is, even though they take a really long time to be just a group of friends together. Breaks my heart. It's just like just these random kids that, well,
Mm-hmm.
not random completely. You learn later it's not random, but
Right.
like it's just, yeah, it's like, dude, this sucks. Like I just want you guys to be happy kids.
I just need y'all to be
And
together, damn it.
because of this evil old bald guy, you
Mm-hmm.
can't be friends and be together. But yeah, it's a good hack and slash. Like it's just a hack and slash game
Yeah.
with magic mechanics and all this good stuff. Yeah, love it.
Oh man, I'm a big fan of the Kingdom Heart games too. Although I haven't played the second one. Honestly, to tell you the truth, I've only played the first one all the way through. Um, I became a real big fan of it because I played that one right after like finishing Final Fantasy VIII. Um,
Mm,
and Kingdom Hearts was my first introduction to hack and slash play um, in a RPG
mm,
setting. You know, so I thought that was super
yeah.
cool. And then they started implementing that gameplay into other Final Fantasy games that I thought was pretty neat. Um, but yeah, man, I've always liked the inclusion of Disney characters um with Final Fantasy style characters, just the mixture of the two genres. I always thought was
Mhm,
super neat, and I've always liked the story too. So definitely a good pick.
mhm. What is your second one?
Second one would be, let's see here. Oh man, the Uncharted series. So the Uncharted series was a PlayStation exclusive. We even
Mm.
got an Uncharted movie, one so far. I don't know if they ever plan on making a sequel. Oh, Doc Ock, thanks for joining the stream, man. um, yeah, the Uncharted series, the way I would describe it is kind of like modern day Indiana Jones. Um,
Mhm,
the main character, super Yeah, the Tom Holland movie. We only got one. I wonder if they're ever gonna do a sequel about that one, but we'll see. Um, but the main character is just a blast to play, and seeing his interaction with the world. And it was the first time where I played the
Hi.
game where it felt like I was playing an Indiana Jones movie, and I was down for it. I played all three games. Um, I did not play the spin-offs. Um, at some point, I need to crack into those just to get the whole story. But the third
Mhm.
game was a good closer for the character and the series. So after I finished the third game, I
Hmm.
didn't feel a need to kind of keep going. But
The
if you
way I
like,
saw those,
mm-hmm,
the way I saw those is it's like a male Lara Croft.
yeah,
Is her
Mel
name
Laura
Lara
Croft,
Croft?
yeah. I always saw
Yeah,
Laura
Tomb
Croft
Raider.
as being a female Indiana Jones, which is why I also like her. So I think the
Which, by
main.
the way, they're making a new game.
I know I saw that. That looked pretty cool. Um,
Mm-hmm.
but I would say the main difference between uh with Uncharted is that there's not much of a supernatural aspect to that series. There's like a little bit, like, there's like a lot of like ancient booby traps that could never exist, but still it's
Mm-hmm.
still fun seeing that stuff. But I highly recommend the Uncharted series. The movie's not terrible.
Yeah, I was gonna ask because I love Tom Holland.
Oh yeah, I like Tom Holland too. The movie I would say is not terrible. I think Tom Holland does a good job at capturing Nathan Drake to a degree.
Mhm.
But I mean, you have Nathan Drake in the comic book. I mean, not the comic book, but in the video game, being played by Troy Baker, and Baker is a legend.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
that guy's an
That's a
absolute
distinct
legend.
voice too.
Exactly. So, um, yeah, I would probably suggest playing the video games before watching the movie. But if you like the movie, oh no, yeah, you're right. I'm sorry. It's Nolan North. Mark is absolutely right. It's Nolan
What do you
North.
mean?
The voice actor to Nathan Drake is Nolan North.
Okay.
I'm very sorry. You're absolutely right. Yeah, I definitely suggest playing the video game if you ever have the chance. If somebody likes the movie, then go into the video game because you'll like the video game even more. Um, yeah, that would be my second series that kind of sucked me in. What would be your second or third?
My third would be Sonic the Hedgehog.
Ah, yes,
Just the series.
just the
My
series.
favorite my favorite ones though are going to have to be um Sonic Colors. Like that one's very memorable for me. Like I played that through most of my, was it high school? I don't remember when it came out, but I
Sonic
remember playing that
Colors.
100 completion.
Uh huh.
Like I think that's the first game I've ever 100 completed. Um
All right.
yeah, which is crazy.
Right.
Shadow the Hedgehog was actually really good. Even though it's so really ridiculous that it's this bobblehead character with a gun. Like
Uh
it's kind of silly, but that's why I like it.
huh.
And Sonic Unleashed was really good. Like I really hope they make a remake of that one soon.
Mm-hmm.
That one is just so good. That the one with I'm pretty sure you've seen him at one point. Werehog,
Yeah,
where
yeah. The
Sonic
Beast, the
turns into
Beast
a,
Sonic.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And yeah, a lot of people said that gameplay was really bad
Mm-hmm.
for when it released because he's really slow.
Oh.
So his part of the gameplay is just platforming.
Yeah.
But now when people play it back or think back, they're like, you know what? That wasn't so bad. That was actually pretty good,
Yeah.
which is a shame, but in hindsight's 2020.
Yeah,
But
yeah. It's a
yeah,
shame whenever people realize too late.
yeah, I think I just really like the series. My little brother joked that he was like, "Hey, have you seen this video where someone was saying that autistic people like Sonic the Hedgehog?" And
They say the same thing about Minecraft.
he was like, "Bro, my sister's autistic." And I was like, "Stop saying that." And I was like, "Well, I could be," but I was like,
We
"Stop,
don't know for sure,
don't,
but there's a possibility.
yeah, but don't go saying that. Don't go walking around saying that." But um, yeah, but I just like the series. I like Sonic. Like listening to the history of this video game character is really cool. Like how
Yeah.
he came to be, just a rival video game character to Mario,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and seeing his various iterations design wise, like that's really cool study. And then the music in the games is just so
Oh,
good.
dude, the
Like
music's so good. Like
it
in
is.
in
So
Sonic 2, there is a theory. I don't know if it's been confirmed or not that Michael Jackson wrote a number of the songs on that game. And I mean, I kind of believe the theory. Has anybody
I
else
think
heard that?
no, I think that's been confirmed that he actually worked on
Oh, it
the
is?
music. Let
That's
me
even
look.
better. Because I mean, the music on there, number one, they're bangers. They're absolute bangers, man.
Mhm.
The other thing is that it has that tempo and that sound that you would hear from Michael Jackson. Um,
Mhm.
that's really
Yeah.
cool if it is confirmed.
It says here Michael Jackson worked on the music for Sonic 3, but was uncredited due to issues with the console's sound quality and later controversies.
Oh man. So it was Sonic
But
3?
his involvement, yeah, but his involvement was later confirmed by Yuji Naka.
Dude, that's awesome. I that just makes me like it all the more.
Mhm.
But yeah, it's definitely noticeable. It's there's no way that music is probably some of the best um music that I've heard in a series. So that's cool. That's really awesome.
Some of the best.
Right?
What's your third?
My third would be, let's see, what did I put down for third? I gotta look back on that. Because there's so many video games that I'm a fan of, and there's so many like honorable mentions. But the
Right?
third would be The Last of Us. The Last of Us, particularly
Mm,
the first one. I'm a gigantic
that one
fan
is
of.
good.
Man, that's
Yeah.
such a good. Um, again, that's one of those series that elicits such a um, emotion from me as I'm playing. And like I said, with most media, man, if you can get me so invested into a story that I get emotional over it, then you've done your job well.
Mhm.
um so yeah, yeah. And then of course, have you ever had a chance to watch the Last of Us TV series?
I've watched um the one episode
Mhm.
from the first season that
Yeah.
touches on um the character that you briefly meet in the abandoned town.
Mhm.
Um Frank, I think. I don't
Yeah.
remember his name.
Yeah, Frank.
But that one was yeah, because it actually added to his backstory and I thought that was really well done.
Oh
Like
man, so good. Practically an
um yeah,
Oscar-worthy
I've heard
performances from those guys.
and I've heard nothing but good things about the first season.
Mhm.
The second season though,
I have
I've heard
not.
some pretty
I
bad things.
Yeah, I'm still working through the second season. I haven't finished watching it just yet. I'm hopeful,
Mhm.
but you know how things go. Sometimes sometimes you get winners, sometimes you don't.
Yeah.
And
Well, at least there's the video game. But
yeah.
what did you think of the second game?
Um
Because that one was pretty
yeah, the second
controversial.
I thought the second game was good. Actually, I found the second game a crap ton more visceral. Um
Oh yeah.
Naughty Dog really went out of their way to kind of like bring home the rawness of the world that people exist um, in that franchise.
Mhm.
And I thought it was good. But people, I think most of the people that have a gripe with the second one weren't prepared for um, they were not prepared for the twist and how the focus shifts in the game. It kind of
Mhm.
reminds me of like what happened in Metal Gear Solid 2. Because in Metal Gear Solid 2, there's a shift in character focus in that one as well. And people weren't that prepared to have to play a completely different character. And then
Mm.
it made it worse for a lot of people in Last of Us 2 that happened, and there was a death of a very beloved character
Yeah.
by the hands of somebody who, in all honesty, um, according to the story, had all the justification in the world to do so. Um,
Mhm.
but people also, and there was this, just like with everything nowadays, you have um, the man, what do we even call it? The GamerGate side of the community who end up hating on a franchise, not because the franchise is bad, but because they view it as being woke. You know what I mean?
Ugh.
And because the main antagonist of the second game is a muscular woman, they lost their minds,
Mhm.
just like the idiots that they are. And but in all honesty, the gameplay and the story were top notch, just like with the first game. In fact, maybe even just a notch higher. So, you know, spoiler alert for anybody who hasn't played the second game, but I'm pretty sure
Or
most people
seen
know.
any gameplay.
Yeah, or seen any
Yeah.
gameplay or haven't seen the second season of Last of Us. So, big spoiler alert here. Yeah, Joel ends up dying at the hands of the main antagonist, who is a woman, out of her revenge for her father, who Joel killed in the first game. Um, and uh, Completely justifiable, story arc. But people hated that you couldn't be Joel anymore, and now you had to play the game as Ellie.
Mhm.
Which, again, it's just a situation where now you're playing as a woman that has to do all these feats, and you have those troglodytes out there that don't think women can do anything in a video game believably. So they shit on it hardcore. But the gameplay of Last of Us 2 is really, really good and a lot more visceral than the first game. So I recommend both of them, honestly. But that would be my third. And I have a lot of honorable mentions. I mean, crap. there's
Do you wanna
there's
go into
so many good games out there that I've played a lot over the years. Let's see. Goodness, off the top of my head, Insomniac's Spider-Man series, super good.
Mhm.
Um, uh, what else? I'm trying to think of games that I've absolutely got lost in doing all kinds of side missions and stuff. Um, Bethesda, Bethesda's Skyrim. God, I put so many hours into that one. Um,
Mhm.
I put in more hours than I would like to admit in Genshin Impact as well. Um, I put in so many hours into the Destiny franchise, although that's been I think we're officially back in Destiny 2. I don't know. That's what some people say. I couldn't tell you. I've just been slowly clawing my way through the last DLC. So I'm currently working my way through that one. Man, what else? Video game series. Marvel. Or Marvel. Crap, what's the name of it? Ultimate Marvel, I believe it's called.
Mm-hmm.
It's an RPG style video game with
No, I
Marvel
have no idea.
characters. Crap, I can't remember now. I'm gonna and I put so many hours into it, but of course my brain's like, oh, I'm not gonna let you
Marvel
remember.
Ultimate Alliance.
Yeah, Ultimate Alliance. There it is. Such a fun game. I played that one since the inception of the series. I even got the third game that came out on the Switch. Let's see,
Hmm.
man. How many? So many games. Obviously the Sonic series. Although I didn't play, I played most of the classic Sonic games. I didn't play any of the 3D World games.
Hmm.
Let's see. A lot of the early Tony Hawk games I sunk so many hours into. Final Fantasy was also a gigantic everything from Final Fantasy 8 all the way to see the last Final Fantasy game I played was probably 10. I haven't played any of the newer ones, but I am interested in getting into the MMO. Let's see. I've been getting lost in Minecraft because of friends and family. I mean, goodness, man. So many video games. I've been playing video games since I was but a wee one. Are there any honorable mentions for you?
Yeah, there's only one that comes to mind. It would have to be the 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 one that the character that I'm drawing right now
Mm,
is from. It's going to be Nier Automata. Um, I still have to play his other works, but this one is pretty good. It's so obviously you get captured by this character design. Who doesn't like a goth girl who's running around with this giant sword, right?
right.
Um, but that's basically what captured everyone to playing it. But then you play this game and you go through it, and it gives you like basically an existential crisis, but also gives you hope into what it means to be alive.
Mm-hmm.
So that
All right.
coupled with sick gameplay and good music and good atmosphere, it's a good game. I think people who have played the other Nier games already knew something like this was going to happen
Mm-hmm.
with this game. Which is why I want to play the other one. But yeah,
I've
if you
been
haven't played this game, play it.
Dude, I do want to play that game. I've been wanting to get into it for a while. I just haven't. I haven't gotten a chance to pull that trigger yet. That game is on across multiple consoles, isn't it? Or is it just PC exclusive?
No, yeah, it's on. It released. I played it on the PlayStation.
Okay, all right. Then I need to play
Yeah.
that one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've always been interested in that one because I like the artwork for it. As well as I've been wanting to um, play Stellar Blade as well because I'm a fan of the artist, the creative director. That artist, I'm a huge fan of his, and I did not know he had created a video game.
Oh.
Any other honorable mentions?
Uh, Let me think. Because don't know. Other than the South Park games are actually pretty good.
I have heard from family members that it's actually really good.
It's a really good game. I've played through the second one is my favorite, but both
Mm-hmm.
games are really good. I've played through the second one maybe like 10 times.
Yeah. Damn.
It's not a hard game.
Is that one the
It's
which one is that one? The second
it's the
one.
one with the superheroes where
Okay.
the
Yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
fractured butthole. The
Yeah.
the names are hilarious too. Um, it's so I it's funny story. I started playing that game because I watched a lot of YouTube playthroughs
Mm-hmm.
and I watched a lot of PewDiePie like
Yeah.
when he was in his prime.
Right.
And he was playing this game when it first released and uh before that point, I'd never watched a South Park episode in my life
Really?
because, I grew up the way I grew up. I wasn't allowed to watch that
Oh
show.
yeah. Yeah, that makes sense.
Um, so I'm watching him play this game and I'm like, this is actually really funny. Like, but
Yeah.
I don't get any of the references. I want to understand it. So I spent the next maybe month
Mm-hmm.
watching through, I think at that time there were 17 seasons.
Oh
I watched,
man, you got
yeah, I
the whole
watched all
gamut.
17 seasons.
Did
Yeah,
did you
to
watch the
catch up.
movie as well?
Yeah, of course I watched the movie.
Nice.
Yeah, I binged watched, and yeah, maybe I do have autism.
Hey, don't feel bad, dude. I do it too,
Because
so I might have
because I
autism as
hyper
well.
focus. I hyper focus so hard, and
It's
I just
either
fell in love with the
ADHD or
series.
autism.
Yeah, so I was just like, all right, now I can watch Flash play this game
Yeah.
and finally get all the references, and I loved it. So if you like South Park, you should definitely go check out the games. It's a turn-based game,
Uh-huh.
which I don't really like turn-based games, but this
Yeah.
one, it does it in a really fun, interactive way.
That's really
Yeah,
cool. I've
and it's
always heard
hilarious.
about it. I've always heard about it. Never got a chance to play it. I've been a South Park fan since God, I don't know how long. It's been I mean, I also had parents that did not like me watching South Park growing up, but
Mhm.
obviously, that's like the fastest way to get a kid into something.
Yeah.
um, and then I ended up getting into it because friends would watch it, and I would just head over to their house to watch it, right? And plus, in high school, you hear about, this really vulgar cartoon, and all it does is get you interested in it and wanting to see it. So, yeah, huge fan. Never got a chance to play any of the games. Now I'm going to, because I mean, I like turn-based gameplay, obviously, because I was a big Final Fantasy player back in the day. And yeah, I'm down. And I've had so many recommendations of it from family members. I need to actually just play through it. And I think
It's
that
not
one's
long either.
cross-platform as well, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's available on PC. That's what I played it on, but it doesn't take much hardware to run. So
Okay. Yeah, pretty
you
pretty
can,
simple.
yeah, you can run it.
I need to check it out because it's always looked like a fun game, and I'm pretty sure it's pretty cheap on Steam at this point.
Oh yeah, it always goes on sale.
Awesome. All right, got another video game to pick. Oh, you know what? Speaking of Steam, I just remembered some things that are in my Steam library. For The Force Unleashed. Oh man, as a kid, put so many hours into that one too. It's a Star Wars game.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I had purchased that one on Steam for like super cheap, like maybe $5 or so. But definitely recommend that one. But yeah, I think that'll take care of us for this evening. It's already 9:30. I don't know how much longer you want to go, or maybe we can pick this up next stream. Although it looks like you've gotten extremely far on yours.
Yeah.
But you're always faster than me, so that's fine. I've come to expect it. I've accepted my lot in life.
So reveal.
Yeah, let's reveal what we have so far.
Here's is looking good.
Nice. I like your shading. Dang, man, look at that. Ugh. I really do need to check out that game too. So many video games, so little
It's so good.
time.
Yeah. This one's gonna take a while, but this one's a
Yeah,
good one.
yeah. I'm okay with visiting this next stream if you want. I think. Let's see. When is the next stream? That would be on the day after Christmas Day. If you're up for streaming on that day,
Yeah,
we
I'm
can
good for
go
it.
even further. Awesome. Um, but yeah, man, yours looks awesome. You
Thank
you
you.
even you even
That's good.
tackled. You even got her feet in it. Maybe I need to downsize mine a little bit so I can get feet into mine. Although my character just wears the what is it? The traditional socks and sandals. You
You should
did really
try.
good with the heels. I need to try that and maybe elaborate on my sword a bit more because man, you went into some detail. Does that look like some of the traditional swords that she uses in the game?
Yeah, so the sword that this person is holding,
Mm-hmm.
it pretty much looks like the sword, one of the swords you use in the game.
Nice.
The weaponry in the game is black and white, like their attire. So,
Mm-hmm.
um, yeah, I don't. Maybe this person is posing for. I would not be surprised if they were posing for actual study art for this character or any of the other
Right?
characters in the game.
That would not
Um,
surprise me either.
but yeah, but like giant swords that are of one color aren't new either.
Yeah,
So
that's
I
true.
don't know, but it definitely gave me that vibe. So it's not hard.
All right. Well, I think that'll take care of us for tonight. I want to thank Doc Ock and Mark, as well as Senlot in chat. Thanks for joining us, guys. Um, if you guys have any suggestions for a art challenge, maybe a specific set of characters that you like, feel free to either put it in chat and we can read it off today, or you can go to our socials on Instagram, TikTok, um, as well as what else? YouTube comments. Whenever I post the VOD on there on Monday, you can make suggestions there, and that'll we can use that for our next art challenge, or even put a vote to it. Um, Other than that, you want to sign us out, Lily?
Yeah. Thanks guys for joining us today. It was really fun tackling this challenge. Go ahead and follow us on all our socials. Our links are down below. You can find us at our tags here at Lily Lilac Draws for me, and for Esso, it'll be at Esso Art Studio. Um, Go join us next week where we can unwind and tackle another art challenge together. But otherwise, remember, stay creative.
See you, everyone.
Bye.